Mustafa was out, and the challenge when you're an artist is then after that, each time you go in the studio, it has to feel like like it is the first time. You have to be like as innocent as you were for the first album, and that's the main job you have to do. Okay, you have to write songs, but so many. I can write a good song now, and it will have no magic in it. And it's not because they will have nice chords, nice melody, but it will be boring.
This episode is being supported by Tape It, the iPhone recording app made for musicians by musicians.
Yeah. That's nice memory. Very nice memories. We didn't know what we were doing, and the fact that we were in this little bubble in Paris, but everybody knew each other. Every night we were going out. Everybody was famous in his neighborhood, in his street, you know. So we feel like we were happy like that. Well, basically, that we thought that the level of fame we needed, we already had it before success, because we were going out every night. We had free drinks every night. We were making music all day long, and all our friends were cool. And that was paradise, you know. Paris was the place to be, like in 95, 96, 97, the French Touch, you know.
Yeah.
And all the Eurostar was just open, so all the English journalists were coming to Paris, and suddenly they discover that French people could do music as a little bit in a little corner that you authorize us to explore.
Yeah.
And that was great. And then then Munsafari was out, and the challenge when you're an artist is then after that, each time you go in the studio, it has to feel like like it is the first time. You have to be like as innocent as you were for the first album, and that's the main job you have to do. Okay, you have to write songs, but so many. I can write a good song now, and it will have no magic in it. And it's not because they will have nice chords, nice melody, but it will be boring. But this little innocence that you have, if you can keep it in you, when the door is closed and you forgot everything about record companies and peer competitions and record sales or whatever, and about business problems, no ego. And but then if you keep that away, and if you step in the studio with the same mind spirit that you were before that, that's the main job as being an artist, is to keep that fresh, yeah, and to keep this idea. And that's we were good with Air to do that. When we did after that, when we did Virgin Suicide, it's like Munsafari never existed. And when we did 10,000 Hertz, it's like Virgin Suicide never existed. And when we did Talkie Walkie, it's like 10,000 Hertz never exist. Each time we change all the gear, all the computers, all the programs, and we say, okay, it's the first album of the time. And then you have 10 years like that, and then you start making records that are less good. And I noticed that from all the bands that I love, you know, on creative people, they have 10 years of creativity where your creativity is at the same level of the fact that you are at ease with new technology, and then you pass the torch to a new generation, which is healthy, because as always said, the world doesn't need Air to make good records. The world only need a new band making good records. You know, that's what humankind needs. Like always. Good music, and at some point you need fresh blood.
This episode is being supported by our good friends at Tape It, the iPhone app made specifically for musicians. If you, like many of our guests, use voice memos, then as far as we're concerned, switching to Tape It is an obvious choice. It's free, and there are a load of features you won't find on Apple's Voice Memos app, including the ability to record straight from your lock screen, set markers, add notes, include photos of settings, and you can easily import your old voice notes, sync to the cloud, and create shared playlists with co-writers and bandmates. So head to the link below to install the app now. And if you want even more, check out Tape It Pro and use the promo code TAPENOTES to receive a whopping 20% off. And now, back to the episode.
And then now we are into this new era for us, where we look in the back at what we've done, and we can play on stage, and it's like a time capsule, really. And it's the first time we can do that, because before that, when Moon Safari was released, it was in January '98, and then I went on tour in September '98, and then I was not in the same spirit. I didn't want to make the same music. I was an artist. I was a creative person, so I didn't want to play the song like they were on the album, because this is not the music that I wanted to do. And then now, for the first time, I'm okay to do the song as they are on the album, because I got the distance. I'm more mature. I'm in another place in my life, and that's good, because for so many years, I only wanted to play on stage the kind of music I was into, that the kind of albums I want to do next, So you go on tour to promote your past album, but your mind is in the next album. And so I said, no, I don't want that. It's boring. It's like, I've done it, And so it's a good, this tour is good. Just, and I don't even have to say that to promote it, because it's sold out everywhere. But it just, if I can share my experience, because you can only have this experience if you reach that level in your career, I didn't know that 10 years ago,
Yeah.
And so it's interesting. It's like the path is interesting. A career is interesting. There's a hard moment where you're not new anymore, and then you're not old yet. So this is usually what's called it's a moment where it's not very comfortable for making great things. And then everything comes back, and it's very nice. And it's very nice, yeah. And it's so funny to hear that with all this. You see, organ, Rhodes, Solina, a Moog sound design, and a bass, all that in one amp with one mic.
Yeah.
With an Atari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It shows what can be done. Ross says, why do you think a record that was influenced so heavily by the past resonated with so many then and still resonates now? And in a way, it kind of taps into what you were just saying, Nico.
Yeah, and also I have to say my obsession at the time was to do something timeless.
Mm.
In a way, I failed, because it sounds really like 98 French touch. But
it doesn't though.
But in another way, I succeed, because you can listen to it today and it's fresh.
Yeah.
Still fresh.